This video is brought to you by the Deck of Many and Humblewood.net. Hello and welcome back to The Gallant Goblin. I'm Theo, and today I have something a little bit different for you. I recently received the Dreadhollow Forest set from the 2018 Dwarven Forge Kickstarter campaign Caverns Deep. I thought it might be interesting to show you the forest itself, and then what some of the sets we reviewed previously look like on this new forest terrain. Sets like the Jungle Shrine, the Goblin Village, the Cemetery of the Fallen, the Medieval Farmer, and the Homestead. But let's start by just taking a look at how the forest set works and see a few of the pieces close up. Since this is newly released from Kickstarter, I'm not sure how Dwarven Forge will package and sell the pieces from their retail store. If you purchase this entire set from the Kickstarter, it was $879 painted or $610 unpainted. The set I have here is the complete painted Encounter 15 Dreadhollow Forest. I also picked up two Forest Transition Bank sets, which will help ease the transition from the forest terrain to a battle map, but we'll take a look at that in a moment. The game table I have it set up on here is 3 feet by 5 feet. The forest takes up an area that's roughly 1.5 by 2 feet. As you can see, it's a beautiful set with dense foliage, elevation, and little details that can add to the story for the encounters you might have here. The set is made up of pieces of various sizes and shapes. When you put everything included in the set down on the table, there's not much room for anything else besides your player and monster minis. Included with this set I received were fairy circles, stumps of various sizes, freestanding trees, thorn patches, and thorn walls. There's also a massive hollow tree trunk with an LED effect you can place inside. The LED can be controlled with the included remote control to flash with various patterns or just be turned to different colors. This is all in addition to all the little details in the terrain itself, like fallen leaves, little frogs, dirt paths, tree roots, and mushrooms. Each piece is made of nearly indestructible dwarvenite, so it should last you for generations. The trees are modular, so you can make them as tall and dense as you like. There are both small and large trees, which each include a trunk, a middle section, and a top section. Or you can just replace the trees with stump toppers if you want easier access to the ground level. So even if you set up the terrain in a similar way, you can shift the trees around to give your map some variety each time. If you get the unpainted version, you could make spring and autumn varieties of the trees. The set also included this freestanding elemental creature they named the Apex Primordial. Dwarven Forge is making a story module to go with the various encounters in the Cavern Deep set, including this one. So we should be getting some story, lore, and I assume a stat block for this creature at some point in the coming months. The story module isn't out at the current time of this recording, but we'll throw a link in the video description down below when it becomes available. Here you can see the Apex Primordial next to the Earth Elemental premium figure from the Pathfinder Battles Kingmaker set, and the Treant premium figure from the Icons of the Realms Monster Menagerie set. The Apex Primordial, of course, looks completely at home on the Dreadhollow Forest Terrain set, though he certainly takes up a lot of space on the map. Throw all three on your map for a truly titanic encounter. Also included in the set are stilts to help you elevate sections of the terrain. You can place them directly underneath your terrain pieces like this, or they can support an entire terrain tray if you want to elevate lots of pieces with just a few stilts. But let's go ahead and take a look at how our D&D and Pathfinder Battles terrain sets look in Dreadhollow Forest. Since there isn't a lot of clear space in the set, I'm going to remove some of the scattered terrain and trees to help make room and to give you a better view. First, let's see how the Jungle Shrine 4D setting set from WizKids looks in the forest. As I show you the various sets, you can click the eye in the corner of the screen to see our full reviews of those products. This looks like a perfect place to have a shrine like this, with the standing stones fitting in well along the cliff face and the hut tucked away under the trees. Now let's clear a little space in the forest and set up our 4D settings Medieval Farmer and Homestead sets from WizKids. Here we can see both sets together, with the fencing keeping the animals safe up on the elevated outcroppings. It's not exactly an ideal location for a proper farm, but you can certainly use some of the pieces like the hut and the animals logically in the forest. Now one of my favorite sets, the Goblin Village from the Pathfinder Battles line. I didn't bother trying to make the palisade walls work in this dense forest, but all the other pieces fit in just fine, along with the whole clan of Pathfinder goblins from the Legendary Adventures set. Finally, who doesn't want to come across a lonely cemetery and crypt deep in the forest? This is the Cemetery of the Fallen from Pathfinder Battles Ruins of Lastwall. It's a bit of a challenge finding enough flat ground to make the fence sit level, but I was mostly able to get it to work. The Dreadhollow Forest set is also designed to work nicely with other Dwarven Forge sets. Here we can see the cave entrance leading into the cavern from the Caverns Deep set. The rocky outcroppings are also supposed to work well with the Arenthal Mountain set, though I sadly don't have any pieces from that set to test it out. Let's take a quick look though at the transition banks pieces, which will help you use some of the negative space to open up more flat areas to build and fight in. You can use the transition banks to lead back down onto the table or onto a battle map. You can also use them to open up negative spaces within the forest that may lead to lakes, magma, bottomless pits, or the like. Overall, Dreadhollow Forest is a beautiful, if very expensive, terrain set that will hopefully give you a lot of use on your gaming table. I expect there to be a lot more pieces to expand this set in the next Dwarven Forge Kickstarter campaign, which I hear will launch sometime in the April to July range of 2020. If I had one criticism of the set, it would be that it's difficult, at least for me, to arrange the pieces into a variety of configurations and make the map still look natural. Perhaps I'm lacking in creativity or the visual skill to see how the pieces can be put together in alternative ways, but whenever I try to rearrange the set to any large degree, I struggle to make something that looks as natural as this original design for Encounter 15. It's also an issue of not having any extra pieces, I suppose. I may look into picking up some more basic forest floor pieces sometime in the future when they hit the Dwarven Forge store, but I expect I'll be able to get something more interesting in the next Kickstarter if I'm willing to wait. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. It's certainly the best looking modular forest terrain I've ever seen. I want to thank our sponsor for this video, the Deck of Many. If you're looking to get a lot of use out of your Dreadhollow Forest terrain, might I recommend Humblewood. It's their new campaign setting book for 5th edition D&D. Humblewood is a great and ancient land, covered by vast temperate forests. Let me tell you about just a few of the locations you may visit in the Forest of Humblewood if you play through the adventure included in the book, which takes you from level 1 to 5. Alderheart is the tallest and most ancient tree in the wood. Long ago, druids of the wood learned to commune with the trees. Birdfolk druids forged a relationship with Alderheart to transform it into a vast city in the treetops. It now serves as the area's capital. The Avium is a college of magical arts located inside a magically petrified tree. Now the college's many structures float in circuit with one another. Finally, we have the Scorched Grove. Centuries ago, the area was a lush forest of calm meadows and peaceful glades. Then the Great Calamity came, a massive forest fire that reduced it to a smoldering ashen plain. The grove, however, refused to heal. Stranger still, the soil beneath still smolders with embers and the air remains supernaturally hot. Now it is a home to a variety of curious fire aspect creatures. It is here where our adventure begins, as the Scorched Grove begins ever so subtly to spread. Learn more and pick up your book today by visiting humblewood.net. Tell them that the Gallant Goblin sent you. Thank you for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, you can help us out by clicking the little thumbs up button down below. You can also subscribe to the channel and click the little bell icon to be notified when we release new videos. As always, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.